Christchurch's blind community is struggling in a broken city post-earthquake, and they've had their say on what they want the city's rebuild to look like. Marcus Gibbs was there.
A plea for the council to think about every ratepayer when building for the future.
Blind Foundation are really keen to see the council take up the opportunity to create a city that's fully accessible and inclusive for everyone.
Christchurch has many residents with forms of disabilities, and they all need to live in the city.
You know, we have a population that's ageing, but we also have a population with the last disability census that indicated 1 in 4. So it's time we start planning and make the city inclusive for everyone.
The Blind Foundation is another organisation that wants to make sure the council gets it right the first time when building.
Throughout the plan there's discussions about affordability and trade-offs. I think it's a bigger economic trade-off not to build in accessibility. It costs a lot more money to retrofit, but it's also socially a cost to us if we don't ensure that the city is able to be accessed by everyone to get services and facilities.
Several proposed changes to the city include cyclists and pedestrians sharing some footpaths, and the foundation has concerns over how this will work.
We would like to say we're not against cyclists, but cyclists on footpaths are something that are a challenge for our clients.
Vulnerable pedestrians won't be able to cope.
It creates conflict, points of conflict, whether they be coming from in front or behind. It doesn't matter how many bells you ring. A lot of people will not hear a bell, they'll be confused. And we're not just talking about people who are blind or have low vision, people with cognitive impairments, people who've had strokes, people with learning impairments. They're all going to have the same issues as our clients do.
The foundation wants to support the council over any new roadworks to help them make sure their streets are accessible, proposing to become consultation partners in the future.
We've had a lot of consultation, but a lot of the designs that are out there are car-centric. They're not designed for pedestrians, they're not designed for cyclists. But if they are designed for cyclists, again, it's at the expense of a pedestrian.
Citing the freshly upgraded Morehouse Avenue and Lincoln Road intersection is one example.
So you've got a change where you've got the cycle path coming out of the park. Right. For pedestrians, it's very confusing where you want them to go to be able to work it out, but also some of the traffic islands are unsafe to enter and not realise you're exiting it without stepping in front of heavy traffic on Morehouse Ave. Hospital Corner is another example. It's not just one, it's a lot of these rebuilds. So at the moment, they're not designed for those who are blind or have low vision, but there are
not actually designed for anyone who can think.
Councillor Jani Johansson says it's not the first time he's heard concerns like this.
This is like the third submission we've heard about the inaccessible transport plan for our central city. And until we start making different decisions, I can't see this changing. But these concerns were raised. And we're told that these things are incorporated into the design, but then we're seeing the finished product doesn't reflect what our expectations are.
The Deputy Mayor shocked that the Blind Foundation isn't being consulted by the designers on plans for new roading upgrades.
Does that not happen here?
In general, not as much as it should, but particularly now when there's major areas of change.
She says the Blind Foundation was consulted on plans for the Avon River precinct, and that's a perfect example of consultation turning into action. This is what she'd like to see from the City Council in the future. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.